Hey guys, welcome back to the Aspie world. What's going on with my hair? I know, I'm wearing this hat again. Anyway, at the beginning of every video I read out some comments from you guys. So this time I pulled some comments from Instagram, Twitter and my YouTube channel. So the first one we're going to look at here is from Twitter and from Mark, and he said, "You should totally make a t-shirt with the words 'What's going on with my hair' on it." Which is cool, Mark, because I actually did that, and I will link it down below, and I will also mention it after I read out the other comments. So thanks for that, Mark. This one is from Instagram, and it's from Sheena Aldra. It says, "Hey, maybe you can do a feature on people who are parents with Asperger's, mothers and fathers." So there's not a lot out there on this topic, which is a really good idea actually, and I want to kind of have maybe a playlist for doing stuff for more like parent-based videos, so parents can watch it and get some information, and I'll get some content from parents and carers of children with autism. Please give this video a thumbs up if you'd like to see a series on that. And my last comment here is from Sherlockton Loaded, and they said, and this one's from YouTube, and they said, "I'm 28 and I still can't drive. I want to, but the idea scares me as well. One day." Great video. My advice is to just completely relax for a bit, take some time out from thinking about driving, then go back and try and think about it logically, do some of the steps I said in my last video, and I'll link it up in the top if you want to see it again, and just think that you can do it. You just need maybe just a little help or another way around thinking about how to do it. Okay guys, if you'd like me to read out your comment, please make sure you hit that bell icon on desktop and mobile, because I'll be reading from the first 30 comments to pick one of those to read out for my videos. We should also go on my Twitter and Instagram as well. Make sure you follow me on those, links in the description below, so that I pick out a comment from one of those too. I read every single comment, so please make sure you comment on this video. Okay guys, so I'm super sick. I've been drinking soup out of this awesome mug here, and I feel really sick. I got like a sore throat maybe about, I don't know, 2-3 days ago, and then yeah, I just been like super laid up in bed, and it's horrible. But anyway, I decided that I would release a t-shirt, a new one, which is here, and this t-shirt is the "What's Going On With My Hair" t-shirt with a little tiny graphic of me. You can buy it from the link that will be in the description below, and you should totally get it because it's only for a limited time only, so yeah, definitely check that out. Also guys, if you've been watching me on social media, I launched my very own Patreon campaign, and it's getting really good. I've got 5 individual Patreons at the moment, and you can start off like, you know, $1 or whatever, wherever you can to help, and it really helps support this channel, because one thing I'm trying to do is raise funds to help bring this channel to more people. Like, I'm going to the Autism show this weekend here in Manchester in the UK, so it'd be really cool if you guys could check out my Patreon page and see if you could support me. Okay guys, today's video is going to be about famous actors with autism. Now, I've picked 6 here that are actors and filmmakers basically in the industry who are on the spectrum. So the first one we're going to look at here is Dan Aykroyd, and I might have mentioned it before in another video, but Dan Aykroyd is really famous for Ghostbusters and Blues Brothers, and he actually has a diagnosis of Aspergers Syndrome, and from a very young age he's been obsessed with things. So he's been obsessed with ghost hunting and like ghosts and stuff, and also police and policing. So he used to carry around like a fake police badge when he was a kid, which is cool, and I guess maybe that's what led to his formation of the Ghostbusters movie, because it was kind of his creation. Him and Harold Ramis kind of created that together, so maybe that had a big influence in there, but hey, that's cool, isn't it? Second up here is a lady called Daryl Hannah, and she is really famous for being in Kill Bill and Blade Runner, and she's a nice blonde lady who has Asperger's also, and she was kind of like misdiagnosed as a kid, and nobody could really understand what was going on, and the doctors sadly didn't actually diagnose until later on in life. But she was known for going to public appearances and stuff, but kind of rocking herself to soothe herself, so she was like super stimming in those areas, which is really interesting, and it's kind of like eye-opening to see these like people who you may not have known who had Asperger's or autism and who do. So one of the other ones that's speculated is Robin Williams, and Robin Williams is an actor, a very famous actor. He'd been in loads of things like Jack, Mrs. Doubtfire, Hook, all kinds of crazy good fun family comedy films, Bicentennial Man, all these kind of things. And he it's only speculated that he had autism or Asperger's Syndrome, but he had a very interesting life. You know, he had like hypersensitivity, hyperactivity. He also had awkwardness and social awkwardness, but also suffered with a great deal of depression all his life, and sadly we can't actually talk to him to get him to confirm this anymore, but you know, those indications would only strengthen the case that he had something like Asperger's and autism. So a lot of people have suggested this from Robin Williams. So the next person on my list is Tim Burton. Now, Tim Burton is a famous movie director and cartoonist from America. And it was Tim's wife, Helen, who actually said that he shares a lot of traits with people with autism spectrum disorders, and you know, things like when he used to isolate himself in his youth, he used to spend all his spare time drawing and being really obsessed with certain things. Even so, to now when he directs films, he picks a certain group of actors, and he stresses for the fact that more autistic people need to be in movie making and films and Hollywood for the sheer creativity that they bring to the table. But again, his own specific needs and his very peculiar way of living would be that reflective of someone on the autism spectrum, and so it's only speculated, but it has quite a firm standing that he may actually be on the spectrum, but an undiagnosed version. So the next person we're going to talk about is Stanley Kubrick, who's a filmmaker and director from Hollywood. He did the 2001 Space Odyssey, and I think he did the other one, the Shining film. I think he did that film as well, but he's a very, very famous filmmaker, and he was diagnosed retrospectively from Dr. Fitzgerald and Victoria Lyons in their book Aspergers Syndrome, A Gift or a Curse, and they describe him as having really poor social skills, obsessive compulsive interests, literal thinking, inflexibility, doesn't really go off his routine very much, and he had kind of like telltale signs of autism or ASD, and so they kind of like retrospectively diagnosed him with the condition. But that's quite fascinating because I love Stanley Kubrick films, they're absolutely amazing, so that's very interesting. Okay guys, so the last but not least on our list here is a guy called Dan Harmon, and Dan is really famous for creating the cartoon Rick and Morty, which is on I think exclusive to Netflix, but don't quote me on that, which is a fantastic TV show. And he was actually diagnosed with Asperger's later on in life, and it's quite funny because you know, he's super creative and he has an interesting way of thinking, and he created this cartoon, and I absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic, and it's fun because he's so creative and open with his kind of creational mind that he creates really fantastic things. And even The Office, where Rick and Morty is created, is just a fantastic thing to look at. I'd highly recommend googling it. So he is on the autism spectrum and diagnosed, but later on in life, just like a lot of people did because of his age probably. If you'd like to learn more about autism and Asperger's, please hit the subscribe button above there. If you'd like to check out my daily life, my vlog channel is up here. Please check out my last video along here somewhere. I'll see you next time guys, peace!